A man deliberately drives his Mercedes straight at his own wife, just because his first love wanted to see her humiliated. After that, he even blamed her for getting his car dirty. He said she wasn't even worth as much as the rag he used to wipe it down. And none of them had any idea she was the real power behind the young family's success. Now they're at the Moa mine on the Myanmar border. The woman across from her makes a public bet. If she picks the wrong stone, she'll cut off both her own hands. What they didn't know, this humiliation was about to flip completely. 3 years ago, she married into the Young family to repay the man who saved her life. She promised to protect the Young heir for 3 years. For those 3 years, she carried the title of Mrs. Young, but she was treated worse than a servant. Her husband, Ethan, openly flirted with his first love right in front of her. She stayed anyway, because there were only 2 days left before their 3-year promise was over. Too bad Ethan would never make it that far. His best friend Lucas and his first love Chloe had spent 5 years running a massive jade gambling scam. Right here at this lawless mine on the Myanmar border, the entire mine was one giant trap built just for him. The scam started by letting Ethan hit 9 winning stones in a row. Every single one was worth a fortune. Money came pouring in. He really started believing he had a gift for jade gambling. Here is what he didn't know. Those 9 stones were the only real ones in the entire mine. Now the real trap was about to snap shut. He started losing everything. In less than an hour, half a year's worth of the Young family's money was gone. Still refusing to stop, he even mortgaged the family's most valuable piece of land. Across the table, the dealer, Dakun, and Chloe couldn't stop smiling. Right then, she arrived. A private jet from the Young family landed inside the heavily guarded mine. It was a privilege the old chairman had left only to her, and this was the first time she'd ever used it. The second she showed up, Ethan slapped her across the face. Then he told her to get out. Chloe laughed too. She mocked a janitor for thinking she knew anything about jade. She didn't argue. She only remembered one thing. She couldn't break the promise she made, and she couldn't let the Young family fall here. She looked across the stones on the table once. That was all it took. She saw right through the entire scam. Every single stone had been picked to make people lose, so she offered to choose the next stone for Ethan herself. Ethan hesitated, then decided to trust his luck one more time. What he still had no idea, the woman standing in front of him wasn't just some housewife. She slowly walked past the rows of stones, tapped each one lightly, and judged them just by the sound. Time kept ticking away. The deadline was almost up. Everyone rushed her. Everyone was waiting to see her fail. Then, she bent down and picked up a rock people had been using as a footrest. It looked completely ordinary, just a worthless rock. Dakun checked it himself, then laughed. He called it nothing but junk. He immediately raised the bet from 600 million to 1 billion, then said if she lost, she'd stay behind to pay off the debt. The cutting machine started. First cut, nothing but gray. Second cut, the whole surface was covered in yellow. The crowd instantly erupted. Everyone thought she'd lost for sure. Chloe was already thinking about how to humiliate her. She simply picked up a basin of water and slowly poured it over the stone. The next second, the yellow layer started washing away. A brilliant red glow appeared underneath. It wasn't ordinary red jade. It was the legendary pigeon's blood red. Even the stonecutter's hands started shaking. 20 years in, he had never seen a piece this pure or this massive. This single stone was worth $10 billion. Enough to buy 10 young families. The entire mine went completely silent. Dakun couldn't smile anymore. Ethan was frozen. Chloe looked even worse than that. Worthless rock. She simply stood there. Right then, a group of armed soldiers walked in. After the general introduced her, everyone finally realized the woman they thought was just a housewife was actually the legendary jade goddess. That is when Ethan finally got it. He'd been blind this whole time. The Young family he was so proud of had only survived because of her. She made one thing clear. Their 3-year agreement was officially over. She had paid back everything she ever owed the Young family. Now she was done, and Ethan didn't even get to ask her to stay. So what happens next? When the jade goddess takes over the entire Myanmar mine,